Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. I've taken a few days off here, but I am back as I said that I would be. And this is going to be the first edition of the college football scoreboard now. We'll also be doing this on Twitch. I will be getting back into that. And we will be resuming with the content on here. There's going to be a lot more content that I plan to do in order to grow this channel on both Twitch and YouTube. I'm gonna try to start doing these more semi regularly. I know that I have not been around that long, but you know, I've just had some things going on in my life, and sometimes those require priority over this. But yeah, we're back, and we are going here to look at the college football scoreboard. So let's get started here. Now, I don't know how long we're going to go for tonight because I've never done a live stream like this before on YouTube. So let's see what we can do. We'll probably go for maybe 20 minutes or so. We're just going to break down the games. I want to do these late at night. That way we can break down the games and see what went on. I plan to do this for both college football and college basketball. And then we'll also be doing more like regular videos as well, also for Twitch as well. But here's what we had today. We didn't have a lot of games go on because most of the games are going to be played next week. This is what they call week 0. So the main game of the week, they had Iowa State, number 22, at Kansas State, number 17. And Iowa converted a Hail Mary pass to stun Kansas State. They were leading for a lot of the game, and then at the very end, Iowa State came back to beat them. So Big 12 starts it off here in Dublin. Iowa State looking pretty good now. Are they going to make the playoff? I wouldn't go that far, but it's good for them in the Big 12. So they are 1-0, and their schedule is they play South Dakota next. So then they play Iowa, Arkansas State, Arizona. So pretty easy schedule here. I'm exhausted too. Um, let's see here. Let's see what else we got going on here because this can't just be all of the games. There's got to be other games going on. Oh yes, there's quite a few, and then I know that there's a couple of FCS games which we may cover. Kansas right now is beating up on Fresno State, 7-31. That's a pretty good beatdown for Kansas. I know last year Kansas, I think they started like 2-0, and then after that they just completely fell apart. I remember, like I think it was like 2 years ago they were ranked. So I'm also going to be doing one of these two on Twitch, which we may switch over to after this for a little bit, and I'll talk to the Twitch audience. But yeah, Kansas is 31-7. It's 3:29 left in the fourth. Yeah, not too much to say. They're beating down Fresno State. Let's look at Kansas's schedule quick. Here, see what Kansas has going on. So after this, they play Wagner, then they're at Missouri, a key game for them. West Virginia, Cincinnati, UCF, Texas Tech, Kansas State, Oklahoma. So tough schedule for them coming up. Then you have Fresno State, and Fresno State, their next game is against Georgia Southern. So that should be an easy win for them. So they should rebound after the beatdown here that they got going. You got Sam Houston playing Kentucky, both of them in Conference USA. That's a nice Conference USA matchup here. Sam Houston 24, Western Kentucky 27. So pretty close game right now in the third. Kansas Fresno State's in the fourth quarter. I know, like I said, people are high on Kansas. I'm not. I don't trust the Jayhawks. If this was basketball, I would trust the Jayhawks, but it's not. So I hope everybody's doing well. Like I said, I'm going to be getting back into this regularly. I'll see what we can post. Monday, I will continue to do a MLB time capsule. And then Thursdays, we'll see what other video we want to do. And Then we will be doing the college football stuff whenever it's on. So we'll add that, and then we'll be adding college basketball. And then next year we may be adding some Major League Baseball stuff when that's live, just going through games. So we have a lot of things that we can do. And like I said, we will be going on to Twitch as well for those viewers to hopefully one day get affiliate. But back to the games here. So Sam Houston, I think it's like their third season in the NCAA. So they're playing Western Kentucky, then they got UNLV, Hawaii, and then they're at Texas Then so they get 4 non-conference games this year. Yes, 4 non-conferences because of let's play UNLV, Hawaii, Texas, then New Mexico State, and Delaware. So this is a wide open Conference USA this year. I was going to win that. That's not where my team plays. Michigan doesn't play until Saturday, and I don't have anything nice to say about Shawn Moore. Stanford and Hawaii, 13-14. Wow, Stanford was up 10-7, and now Hawaii is leading. Good to see the Warriors out there trying the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Yeah, good to see them. Hopefully Stanford can bounce back, but we will see. Then you had the final game here. You had Idaho State and UNLV. UNLV barely survived against an FCS school. Yes, a lot of these games I've noticed are becoming more competitive in recent years. I know you always have North Dakota State who plays competitively. But yeah, UNLV won by 7 points, 38-31. Who's Idaho State play next? That normally doesn't affect them in the rankings because they're an FBS school and nobody expects them to win. So, and Southern Utah, then they go play New Mexico. Then they're against Lincoln, California, Northern Colorado, Montana, Montana State. So yeah, not an easy schedule for these guys. But like I said, one loss. It's understandable because it's an FBS school and they're not supposed to beat them. So, but they kept the game close. So good for them. Glad to see that they kept the game close. And then next game coming up here, you got Boise State in South Florida. Boise State this year has been ranked. Funny enough, it starts at 5:30 on August 28th. Never seen that start before. And then they got Ohio Raccoons. The MAC always plays on Thursday. You got Lafayette and Bowling Green on Thursday. ACC. No, Lafayette and Bowling Green. The MAC schools there in action because the MAC always plays on Thursdays. And you got on the ACC network, East Carolina and NC State at 7 o'clock. Then you have Jacksonville State and UCF at 7 o'clock. You have Delaware State and Delaware. Yes, Delaware State, the Hornets, and Delaware, I think it's the Blue Hens. Their first season in the FBS, so we'll have to see how they do. Got St. Francis and UL Monroe, Wyoming Akron, Central Arkansas, Missouri, Elon and Duke, UT Martin, Oklahoma State, Buffalo, Minnesota, Stephen F. Austin and Houston, Alabama State, UAB, Nebraska, Cincinnati, Miami, Ohio, Wisconsin, and Stony Brook and San Diego State. Then we'll be back to cover those games. And what we'll also do is we'll also cover the Saturday games, which there are many. For those games, we're going to go live at night and really get into it here. Like I said, the first week, can't really talk about a whole lot because all the games are like spread out. Normally, these games are on Fridays and Saturdays, but for week one, it's basically just a whole bunch of games all over the place. I think there's a couple of Sunday games. I think. Let me check. Yeah, there's a couple of games on Sunday. They got Virginia Tech, South Carolina, Notre Dame, and Miami. That's going to be a good matchup to watch. 6 Notre Dame, 10 Miami, 2 teams that they think can make the playoff. I'm not as high on Notre Dame as a lot of people are. I know people give Marcus Freeman a lot of credit. I do too, but look at last year. They made it against Ohio State. Once again, they lost. They haven't won a national title since 1988. And with them being a non-conference and independent, it's not going to help them. And I think they're going to beat Miami. I don't know how many of you out there know the old Catholics versus Convicts. That was a game back in the 80s when it was the U. They're not the U anymore, but That's gonna be a game to watch. And you got a Monday game. You got TCU, North Carolina. Bill Belichick's first time in college. He's now the coach of the Tar Heels. To see that game. And then you got Virginia Tech and South Carolina. That's the Sunday game along with Notre Dame and Miami. And then Saturday's a whole bunch of stuff here. Most of these we should know how they go because you have games like Southeastern Louisiana and Louisiana Tech. Of course, Louisiana Tech's going to win that. You got teams like Portland State and BYU. Of course, we know who's going to win that game. Most of these games are just going to be beatdowns, not competitive at all. My game of the week is Florida Long Island. Yeah, that'll be fun watching Florida throw Long Island around. Hi, James Madison, Weber State. Interesting. So Connecticut, Central Connecticut. Oh, that's going to be a bloodbath. Let's go down to the FCS quick, see what we got going on here. Oh, we got quite a few games happening. We may do picks for those games as well. Probably starting off in week 2, not for week 1. For week 2, we'll probably start also doing a video for the FCS games as well. But we have UC Davis playing Mosu close. It's 23-17 for UC Davis. In the FCS kickoff, they have North Carolina Central and Southern, 17-14. North Carolina Central is leading Southern. Nichols today beat Incarnate Word in the Southland Conference. I know that was a pretty good conference. So that was the first. Are there any others? They're playing. Yep, there's the Colonial Athletic too, which is Campbell, Rhode Island. Trying to see if there's any others here. Their conference. Yep, the Patriot League. You got Richmond Lehigh. And I believe that is. No, you got the SWAC. Mississippi Valley State. They're terrible. I think they were like 1-12 last year. They were bad. They're a terrible team. Don't watch them. I believe that is all for. Nope, they got another SWAC game. Yep, so just the SWAC, the Colonial Athletic, and the Southland Conference. Let's see. Let's just click here on Incarnate Word. Who are they playing next week? Who's Incarnate Word? Oh, they're playing Eastern Washington. Okay. They play UTSA. They should lose that. But Southland, you got Nichols, East Texas, Houston, Christian Lamar, McNeese, Northwestern. I know a lot of these schools from basketball, not so good at football because I don't watch a lot of these teams because I don't get them. So I'll have to brush up on my knowledge of them. You had UNLV, and then you had Tarleton State blown out Portland State 42-0 win for Tarleton State. That's pretty good. That's a beatdown there. So they play Army. That is their FBS game this year, which I like Army, and I think they're not going to beat them. They have barely any chance to beat the Black Knights, and that's by Kansas State. So Kansas State just lost. So yeah, I'm expecting good things from Army this year. I know last year they did very, very well. I know they lost to Notre Dame. I think they lost like one other game. They're given a 90% chance to win that game. So, but let's see what else we got here. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot to say. Like I said, this is going to probably be a little bit shorter than most of these just because, again, there's really not a whole lot to talk about. In week 0, it's mostly just a few games just to give you your college football group back, and then they really start getting into it next week with the week 1 game. So if you see teams that have a record, that's because they've already played. And once we get into it next week, we're going to expand on this a lot more. It's just the first week is always just the strangest one because there's so many. There's just so many games and they're just scattered all over the place. So New Haven and Marist and Western Illinois and Illinois. Oh, that's on Peacock. Oh man, there's people going to watch Illinois beat down Western Illinois. But yeah, we will probably start next week. We'll be doing week one picks for the FCS as well as FBS games as well. So look forward to those two. Um, might do them back to back. But yeah, wanted to keep this one short. Glad to be back with all of you here. Got a lot more videos coming out soon. A lot more stuff planned. I just, like I said, I've just been taking a little break. Had a lot going on in my life, but now that all that's done, we'll be back. And I hope you like the new filter on here from Sports Talk Live. It's at Michigan Stadium. When basketball comes back, I'll see if I can get one for Duke. So I will see you folks next time, and be sure to subscribe to Sports Talk Live. Thank you.